Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. I am James and you are watching Blue Dog Reptiles. Now, I know we had complications with a couple of weeks ago with a video I wanted to post. So, once again, we're going to try to do that video because apparently my phone lost it somewhere. So, what we're going to talk about today, and before I actually get into that, thank you so much to all the new subscribers. We are just shy of 1,000 subscribers. And that is thanks to each and every one of you. And you too, because you're cute. Yeah, I know. But you already ate. You don't need more food. Anyway, thank you so much to all the new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. It greatly helps the channel. And we really appreciate that. Also, make sure to hit that notification and that like bell. Wow, I said that backwards. Hit the like button and the notification bell. There we go. Anyway, I wanted to talk about enclosures. So, we get so many different types of enclosures, and everybody has their personal preference, whether they're vision cages. And if you guys want me to do a product review on the vision cages, let me know. Then you have PVC, which I transformed this from a crap PVC into something I actually liked. Then you have Zoomedzilla, Exoterra. There are so many different types of enclosures, but what are pros and cons to each and every one? Now, today we are going to focus solely on Exoterra. I'm not going to... You'll probably hear me cross-reference a couple of different ones, but I'm not going to go through every one. If you want me to do a specific tank and review on that, just let me know and we can do that. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, this is a 36 by 18 by 24. Now, yeah, that's right. I had to think about it. I was like, is this that tank? Yes, of course. So we have 8 by 8 by 12s. We have 12 by 12 by 18s. We have 36 by 18 by 24s. We have 18 by 18 by 24s. And we have the last remaining 8 by 8 by 8s in existence. Oh, and look, they're for sale. I'm only putting them up for sale not because they're bad enclosures. I'm putting them up for sale because I can't get replacements if something goes wrong with it. So we have people all the time that come in and they buy displays straight off of our rack. Now, I will only do that if I can get a replacement tank. You can see down here, someone bought one of the displays, and so, but I have 8 by 8 by 12s in stock. Now, you're like, well, you have a lot of Exoterra. Now, I also have Zilla enclosures, but you notice that there's not as many of these. And that's for a few reasons, but I can do a product review on these if you would like. But, like I said, today we are talking about the Exoterras. Now, Exoterras, there are obviously pros and cons to Exoterras. One of the things that I would say I like is I like the depth up here, even in like the 12 by 12 by 18 and even the 8 by 8 by 12. There's a lot of gaps, so if you wanted to do a paludarium setting, you could. I also like the ventilation, but I don't like the ventilation for the small ones, and that's because it is the same size for the big ones as it is for the little ones. The problem with this is I've actually had tarantulas get out of this. I've had baby snakes get out of this, but we digress. Now, something I also like, I do like the double door feature on these versus the single door like Zilla. I like that because of situations like this. This is a crimson day gecko. He's a bit of a nutcase. Now, when we're watering or feeding or even just pulling him out because he sold, I don't want to have this entire door open because he is wicked fast. He can drop his tail and he can drop his skin. I don't want to stress him out. I want to do as minimal as possible to make sure that he has a smooth transition. Now, a double door allows me to do that because I can open one door and use the other door as a barrier so that he doesn't feel as exposed. That's one of the pros that I love about Exoterra is the double door. Now the 36 by 18 by 24, this is actually a product that they don't carry anymore. They got rid of the 8 by 8 by 8s, which I don't know why. If someone can tell me actually in the comments why they got rid of the 8 by 8 by 8s. Like, I get the 36 by 18 by 24s. I get the 18 by 18 by 36. And from what I've heard, they're planning on getting rid of the 36 by 18 by 36. I get that because shipping companies don't give a crap about how they are. I've actually seen forklift tire tracks through the side of a tank. I get it on big tanks because the odds of them showing up broke is just really high, and versus little ones that they're boxed and then they're boxed inside of another box, and so they actually have a lot of padding and protection as well as the normal cardboard that's around the top and the bottom of the tank. But I can't even count how many times I have had broken enclosures. Next up, most of your Exoterras are actually going to come with backgrounds. They're fine. I end up pulling out most of them, and that's because some of my lizards and snakes like to go behind them. It's nothing on Exoterra. It's just my personal preference. Most people take them out anyway and put in custom ones like I do, but yeah, to each their own on that. Another thing, plenty of space up top for your lighting and your heating and your UV and misting and all that. Now, I actually had a Hagen rep in here one day and I had a Zoom Ed rep in here another day. And I asked the Zoom Ed rep, because we had an 18 by 18 by 36. Side by side, Exoterra Zoom Ed. Side by side. Exact same tank. One had a single door, that was Zoom Ed. Exoterra had a double door. But yet the Zoom Ed was $100 more. And I asked the Zoom Ed guy, I was like, how on earth is that $100 more? Because, you know, even for me, like, you know, when I'm buying tanks or every consumer out there, we want the best possible deal with the best possible product. Now, his answer kind of infuriated me a little bit because he's like, you have all Exoterras. You don't have any Zoom Eds. I'm like, well, when I have two tanks sitting side by side and one's $100 more, what do you think they're gonna go with? They're gonna go with the cheaper one. And he said that it was because Zoom Ed comes with a steel screen versus the mesh up here that Exoterra does. That warrants $100 difference. Tell me. No. Because even if I have to replace this screen, I actually just priced one of these lids out for a customer. Like $28 for a full new screen. That does not warrant $100 difference. If someone wants to go in and put steel up here, or I know a lot of people use these bigger enclosures for like dart frogs or tree frogs, and they end up changing out this front section for plexiglass or glass to help with humidity. No, it's not going to warrant $100 difference. That's why a lot of people like Exoterra's better. Now, with that being said, I will get into an issue that I have with Exoterras. Now, most of the time at home, you're not going to open this door a whole lot. You're going to open to feed, you're going to open to water. These doors get opened a lot. I will know that the hinge right here ends up wearing down. We've changed out a couple, but it took about 2 years of consecutive use before we had to change them out. So not a huge deal, and that's not even the big issue. The big issue I have, let's see if I can pull this tank out, is, oh, almost fell, is this right here. Now, this is designed for, like, let's say you're doing a paludarium or you're running airlines or heat or whatever. This is designed for cords to come up and out from behind the background. There's actually a groove in the back of the background, and you can hide all your cords. That way it's more presentable. Problem with these is you can't put anything baby in here. Baby snakes, I've even had like baby nightingales squeeze through these, and you're like, well, why don't you just slide it over? Yes, this will keep out or keep like baby lizards in here. However, I have had a couple of cases where baby snakes have slowly over time pushed it over. Now, so I would recommend, like, I wish that Exoterra actually had like plugs or something to actually like push down in there, or like maybe a slide bar or something that locks this in place. I would like that a lot more. But overall, not a bad setup. It also, so when you get the smaller ones, you can use the, let's see if I can grab it. You can use the Zoom Ed locks on these smaller tanks. They work out really well. Otherwise, when you get into the bigger tanks, you can't use a small lock. You actually have to use the Exoterra lock, which these work out really well. So, now we get over to the new styles of tanks. Now, this is your typical tank. This is how they come. They come in a box. You got a price tag on it. I do like the fact that with tanks, you know, they put bands on them. I know that's just to keep this on, but it comes in handy a lot. Now, one of their new tanks is a bioactive tank. Couple of things. I do like the locks a lot more because it's actually a button. Now, a problem with that is I don't know how I would go about locking that. I see a hole here, but I don't see a hole on the other side. So I don't know how I would actually put a lock on that. Which, you know, for your own home, like, it can be kind of concerning if you have like kids. You don't want your kids going up and going, oh, what's in here? Open. No, we don't want that. A couple of nice things that they have done. So a lot of these bioactives are actually drilled in the middle for your drainage layer. Now, a lot of this I wouldn't have known about had I not set up a display for a customer, because I actually had to take one of these out, set it up fully, and I actually learned a lot about these new tanks. Number one, it has a drill, or the glass is drilled, so you don't have to worry about drilling it. Number two, it comes with the strainer drain and the tubing and a shutoff for underneath, which that is absolutely amazing, because I hate going into like Menards or Home Depot or any of the big box stores trying to find a connection of a piece of tubing that's going to match up, because it's either too big or too small, or then you forget the adapter and you're like, ah, then I got to go back. So I like the fact that in this box here, it comes with all that. Absolutely love that. Next thing, let's see if I can scroll in on the back. Now, on the back side of the new lids is still screen, but on the front is actually plexiglass. So let me see if I can, which is absolutely amazing, because they're thinking of humidity, and I really like the effort that was put into this setup. Now, another thing that comes awesome, yeah, it actually shows you right there on the back. kit comes with the drain. Number 1, number 2 is the tubing. Number 3 and 4 are the connections and the shut off. Now number 8 on there, monsoon. That is a type of misting system. And isn't it the worst when you have to like drill holes into an enclosure just to make room for a misting head? This one actually has notches in the back, specifically designed to hold the monsoon tubing and misting heads. That is absolutely amazing. So I'm very, very happy with the effort that was put into these. Now, as of right now, I've only seen the 18 by 18 by 18s, and I've only seen the 18 by 18 by 24 bioactives. I hope that they do branch off with other sizes, like let's say the 24 by 18 by 12, or maybe an 8 by 8 by 12. I guess we'll see. But I do like where their heads are when it comes down to it. So, in conclusion, well, I can't even conclude yet, because we need to talk about price. Well, we kind of did a little bit. For what you're paying, so 154 bucks. For what you're paying, Exoterra is going to be the best, most affordable enclosure. And honestly, from all the different enclosures I've worked with, I like them the best. That's actually why I stock Exoterras in my store. I don't have any other type of enclosure. And you're like, well, how's that fair to the consumer if you only carry Exoterra? How can they decide? Well, guess what? I've been open 2 years now. I've had Zillas, Zoomeds, all the other enclosures in my store. Guess what they did? They sat. Because when you have a tank side by side and it's a fraction of the price, guess what the consumer's going to go with? They're going to go with the cheaper option. So, let me know what your favorite brand of terrarium is down in the comments. If you like Exoterras, what are some pros and cons you guys think of when you think of Exoterras? If you guys like this product review and you want me to do more, let me know in the comments. As always, guys, please do consider subscribing. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for that, and we will see you next week.